Welcome back to the channel, guys, and today I'm going to be working on my Toyota Corolla hatchback E210. And as you might have noticed, I'm adding more and more content to the channel for this car. It's a really cool car. I remember when I first saw the commercial that it came out for it, and it came out in this color, and I was already intrigued. I said, I kind of like that car, but I want to see it in real life. I saw it in real life, I took it for a test drive, and I really liked it. And what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna install a set of these mud flaps. These mud flaps are actually from Toyota, so they are designed completely to fit the car, and it should look pretty cool after I install them. Now, I do want to send a special thank you because I got these things as a gift. So thank you to the Flux Wizard for sending me this set of flap guards, mud flaps. Now let's get this baby up on the stands. Yeah. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna kind of clean the area where the mud flaps are installed. Oh yeah, a little bit of this cleaner should do the trick. And this is an easy install. It's actually kind of relaxing to install these things. Front ones are a little bit more muddy, and this is just my normal cleaner that I use for detailing. And I don't plan to take this car out rally or any kind of crazy off-road adventure, but it is good to have those mud flaps and protect the paint. That's gonna make me feel better that it's protected, but it's also gonna look cooler. I think the flaps extend out a little bit this way, so that's gonna give the car, I think, a more of an aggressive stance. So here's what it will look like before, and if I just slide this bad boy into here, oh yeah, just really clean, nice finish. Now some of them do have what they actually go to. So this one does say right here front left. So the 92 478s, they go in the front. The 92 479s go in the rear. So I removed the two existing bolts right here. They're 10 millimeters. And it turns out that there is actually some drilling. Once the mud flap is installed, I'm gonna drill a hole back here, and I'm gonna drill a hole down here. And that hole, according to the instructions, is an 8 millimeter hole or a 5/16 hole. That one hole right there, and the other hole is gonna be right here. So I thought I'd show you what the hardware looks like. These are the new screws that are gonna be installed, and then the push pin is gonna be installed into here after I drill the hole in the bottom of the car, and the other push pin right here. I got all those 3 screws in here, and the trick is whenever I'm doing fasteners that go into plastic, I don't go too crazy tight because they can be stripped very easily. I just go so they're nice and snug. Now as far as drilling the hole in there, now this is gonna be a little tricky because it's at an angle. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna actually turn the wheel the opposite way so I can drill from the back of the wheel. And I think the bottom is pretty accessible. Yeah, that is very accessible right here. So let's do some drilling. So the bottom hole was quite easy to drill. I was actually surprised how soft the plastic is of this molding, and I was just very careful so the drill wouldn't go all the way through. As soon as it went into the panel, I stopped, and now all I gotta do is install the push pin. And let's see if I can get that guy in there. There we go, somewhere like that. And then once it's in there, I just gotta push it to lock. Oh yeah, nice and secure. So drilling the hole was actually quite easy once I had access to it. And then all I did is to repeat the same as in the bottom. I pushed that push pin in there, and man, this thing is solid. And look at that. It just looks so awesome. It's just from the outside, it's a tiny lip, but from the inside, you can see that it actually adds about a good, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches, which should be enough to give it that nice sporty look and protect us from any damage. So for the rear, there's actually no visible screws or anything, and there's a couple places that this should secure to, which is basically remove this little clip. I'm gonna basically insert a little screwdriver, pop that clip. At that point, I can pull the inner liner and expose 2 little places where there's gonna be some mounting clips. So now that I pull the pin out, that push pin, I can pull on this, and sure enough, there's 2 places in here to put the actual clips. Now they throw in 2 sizes of clips. They give us a small one and a large one. I'm gonna use the small one. So there's gonna be one small one here and another small one in here. Now one side is flat, the other side has a little bump on it. So the flat side goes towards this way, and the one with the bump goes that way. That way it can lay flat. Okay, I got the other one installed in there, and now all I have to do is push this back into place. There we go, locked in. I'm gonna put the pin back in there, that push pin, And notice that there's a little indentation in here that's really meant for the screw. So when we install this right here, we know exactly where we're gonna drive the screw, and the self-tapping screw will drive through this. Again, this is just an indication that they either thought about future accessories that they were gonna sell for the car, or that this was meant to come with mud flaps from the factory, and the bean counters said, no, we'll make a couple more bucks if we sell them separate. And I ended up removing the tire so I can actually have a little bit more of a direct access to the screws, but also because I'm gonna have to drill here and the tire will get in the way unless you have an angle drill. Now, we had talked about the small clips, and we also talked about the large clips. So the small clips went in here. The large clips are gonna go down here. One in here and one in here. Again, the key portion is just that this flat portion goes towards us, so down, and the bumpy portion goes up. So I'm gonna place that here. I'm gonna place that in there. Now it's just a matter of putting this screw in here and putting the other screw right here before I move on to the drilling. So I finished drilling the hole and installing the push pin, and man, this thing is really secure. It's not gonna go anywhere. Now all I gotta do is repeat this entire process for the other side of the car. And here's what the Toyota mud flaps look like installed. As you can see, it's a very nice, subtle little thing right here. It sticks out just enough. And it has a very nice way that it blends in with the panels. It got some good contrast, especially in colors that are bright, like this blue color right here. And primarily, it's also gonna protect the paint, because now the tire is not gonna throw stuff directly. This is gonna protect the paint, especially because sometimes not only are there rocks on the road, but there could be a little bit of that sticky stuff, and that stuff can stick to the paint if you ever happen to drive over a place that they have just fixed a pothole. So having those mud flaps reduces the amount of work that you get to when you have to clean the car, and protects the paint. Here's the rear. Again, very nicely follows the contour of the bumper, gives it just a little bit of a width, a little bit of a slightly more aggressive look. And again, the advantage of the Toyota being all-in parts is that it fits perfectly. Now, they're not gonna stick out, they're not gonna big mud flaps like the typical ones you see for rally cars, but I think if you're looking for something subtle and just gives it a little bit of a more of a sporty look, this is the way to go. Let me show you the other side. And here is the other side, and this happens to be the SC model. If you have the XSC model that has the larger wing in the top and it has the darker wheels, I think the mud flaps look even better on that model. And for the people who like myself who are in the SC model, this makes it stand out from the other SC models out there. I don't think a lot of people will know right away, but they'll see, hey, something's different about that Corolla hatchback. So hopefully you guys found this video helpful. I put a link in the description to these mud flaps if you want to get them for the hatchback, and I also put a link in the description if you want to get the ones for the sedan version. And if you found any part of this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up button to support the channel, and stay tuned as I have a lot more Corolla videos coming up, both upgrades and maintenance videos. So thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.